Hi, I want to talk to you today about food and meal planning and calories. So whether you have just purchased your challenge pack and gotten started, or whether you've been started for just a little while, there's two different parts to your journey. Obviously the first part is going to be working out. And we've already selected a program for you. We've emailed you the schedule that you're going to be following every day, so it takes all the guesswork out of it. But there is a second part to achieving your goals and losing weight, and that is your diet. See, it doesn't matter how much you work out, you cannot outwork a bad diet. And so when I first started messing around with this, I worked out, but I never changed what I ate. And so I didn't get the results that I wanted because I was still putting junk into my mouth. And there's a lot of different things that goes into weight loss, and there's a lot of different things that goes into being healthy. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest components to losing weight is a calories in, calories out equation. So it's really simple. If you're eating less calories than what you're burning, you're going to lose weight. If you are eating more calories than what you're burning, you're going to gain weight. And if you are eating the exact amount of calories as you're burning, you're going to stay the same. So depending where you're at in your journey, most of you watching this video are watching it because you want to lose weight. And so one of the biggest things that people calculate are their calories. And so I used to do it when someone would ask me, well, how do you eat? I would say, I really don't eat that bad. But the result of my body told a different story. The result of my body clearly showed it didn't matter what I thought I was doing. When I was overweight, I clearly was overeating, going over my calories and all that. And so on the program, there are two different ways for you to be able to track your food, your calories, what you're putting in your mouth. There's two different ways that have an amazing track record, are super easy to do. They will fit any lifestyle. And I'm going to go through both ways. And at the end of the day, it's going to be your preference, whatever way you feel fits best with your personality, best with your lifestyle. I will say though, it's best to pick one. You don't want to bebop between both of them. You want to pick one method, one way, and stick with that. So first I want to talk about the color-coded containers. These come with many of the challenge packs that you guys order. A lot of times they throw it in as a bonus or as something you can buy separately. But this is something that Beachbody came out with so that you're not having to weigh out your food. You're not having to count calories. This is a way that you literally just put your food in the containers, and as long as the lid goes on, you can eat it. And so the first thing you need to establish is how many containers you can have. And so when you get your challenge pack, or if you've already gotten it and you've lost this, you can just go to Beachbody's website, or you can type in Google, figure out my calories for the fix 21-day fix containers, and it will give you a simple formula. So here in step 1 in this little book, it's going to tell you how to calculate your calories. Okay, now it gives you some options if you're sedentary, if you have a moderately active lifestyle, or a highly active lifestyle. Then it's going to give you an option if you are working out. Then it gives you an option if you want to lose weight. You definitely want to either figure sedentary or the losing weight option. I always like to undercalculate than overcalculate, because you only have to go over your calories by 50 to 100 calories every day to keep yourself from losing weight. That is like nothing. Like you can so easily go over by 100 calories like that, like without even thinking, without even blinking. And so it's always better to undercalculate than overcalculate. So once you figure, it's going to give you a calorie range. And on here, so you're never going to eat less than 1,200 calories. Ever, ever, ever. You don't ever want to do that. If you start feeding your body less than 1,200 calories, it'll actually start to eat your muscle, and just it'll cause more damage than it does good. So it gives you ranges from 12 to 1,500, 1,500 to 1,800, 1,800 to 2,100, 2,100 to 2,300. And when I started off at 288 pounds, I obviously got to eat more food because, you know, I was bigger. And as my weight dropped, I was able to recalculate, and it readjusted it. So here it's going to tell you how many calories to eat, or how many containers to eat. And one of the things that you want to do if you're going to use the containers system, you want to log on to Beachbody On Demand, and you want to watch the foundational videos in the cooking show Fixate. The cooking show Fixate, she goes over a pantry raid. She also goes over 2 different ways to meal prep, as well as you are getting kind of a tutorial on how to use the containers. And so I was always confused on the containers until I watched the tutorial. And when I watched the tutorial, it made so much sense. It wasn't a long program. It was simple. It was quick. And if you're like me and you learn by watching and seeing someone do it, you really need to watch the show Fixate, which is on Beachbody On Demand. And this is going to give you an amazing tutorial on the containers. And so the containers, this is great if you're someone who doesn't like to weigh your food. This is someone if you don't like to measure your food. But there's a lot of you on here that are like me, and you cook, and you are more of a recipe person. So you combine foods. You're not somebody who just has like the quinoa and the chicken and the broccoli. And so the second method of tracking your food is the method that I actually used, and primarily because when I first got started, these containers were kind of brand new on the scene. They weren't big yet, and so I didn't really even know about the containers. And so I got started with a app. It's a mobile app called MyFitnessPal. And if you go to the website MyFitnessPal.com, I'm going to walk you through how this works. So the basics of MyFitnessPal is you basically enter in everything you eat, and it kind of it's a calorie counter. It's a really, it counts your calories. It also keeps track of your macros. If you want to track proteins or fats or carbs or anything like that, it will track that for you as well. But MyFitnessPal, first and foremost, you have to go get on your computer, and you have to go to myfitnesspal.com, and you're going to create a free account. And when you create the free account, it's going to ask for obviously your name. It's going to ask for your age, your gender, your weight. And then it's going to ask you how many pounds you want to lose per week. And you're going to select a half a pound, 1 pound, 1.5 pounds, or 2 pounds a week. Or if you were maintaining, you could select 0. And at that point, and then it's also going to ask you how active you are. This is really important. You want to set that to sedentary. I don't care how active you think you are. Most people overshoot this. So just trust me, set it to sedentary, okay? It's also going to ask you how many workouts you're doing per week. You want to set that to 0, okay? So those are the 2 variables a lot of people mess up on. And again, if you just miscalculate your calories by 50, it is going to, 50 a day, you are going to plateau, you're going to work out, and you're not going to lose weight. So again, make sure you set how many workouts a week to 0, and your lifestyle, set it to sedentary. And for me, I started off losing 2 pounds a week. That was my goal. I was the girl that wanted to go fast, not slow. I wanted to get results quicker than later. But it's really your pace. There is no right or wrong answer. If you want to say, hey, I want to set myself up for success, and I only want to start off losing a half a pound a week, well, that's good. You're still moving in the right direction. So again, there's no right or wrong answer for that. So once you enter in all that information into MyFitnessPal, you're going to hit submit, and it's going to spit out a number. And that number is going to be your calorie allotment for the day. So let's just say it spits out, we'll do even numbers. Let's say it gives you 1,500 calories for the day. So what that's telling you, let's just say you selected to lose 2 pounds a week. As long as you stay at that 1,500 calories and under, you are going to lose 2 pounds a week. And they have got this thing down to a science. They take in your age range. They take into account your how active you are. They take into account whether you're male or female. And all this goes into that number that it gives you. And so, and it's really, and then you download the app on your phone. It's MyFitnessPal app. And on your phone, so when you're out and about, most restaurants are plugged into MyFitnessPal. So if I'm going to McDonald's, or if I'm going to the Cheesecake Factory, or Applebee's, or Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, or Taco Bell, I can enter Taco Bell, and it's going to give me the list of their menu and what everything has in for calories. It also has a scanner on it. So if I'm at home cooking, and let's just say I'm going to use ketchup, I can scan the barcode on the ketchup, enter how many servings I'm going to have, and it enters it in. So it's logging all your food as you're eating throughout the day. Now, here's the cool thing about MyFitnessPal. You are able to import recipes in from online. So let's just say you're a Pinterest person, or you go to the Food Network and you look for recipes. You're able to import a recipe in. You can make modifications if you want to, and it's going to automatically track that. It's going to tell you how many calories are in that recipe. Or let's just say you are a chef and you cook everything from scratch and you come up with your own stuff. It's going to allow you to create your own recipes. And once you create the recipe, it's going to save it for you. So for me, I created a side salad. And I know that every side salad has this much lettuce, this much tomato, this much cucumber, this much mild peppers. So every time I make a side salad for myself, I'm able to select that instead of having to enter everything in. Here's what I will tell you. A lot of times people say, well, gosh, that just seems like a little bit of extra work. Yes, it is. It is extra work. Anytime you're doing something worth having, or anytime you're going to lose weight, there's going to be some extra work. It is not a magic pill. It is not a potion. We unfortunately don't get to make the decision to get healthy and lose weight and just bam, have it happen. We do have to put in the extra work, but it's just like anything else. It is a habit. Once you get used to doing it, it is like you don't even think about it anymore. And it just becomes part of your daily routine. But in the first couple weeks that you're tracking your calories, it might seem a little overwhelming. It might seem like, man, this is a pain in my butt. But it doesn't stay there. And you're going to get results. Look, my job as your coach is to set you up to succeed. And part of you succeeding is tracking the food that you're putting in your mouth. And part of you getting to a place where you're going to maintain is also learning this skill set right here. Through the containers and through MyFitnessPal, you are going to learn how to eat. You are going to learn about nutrition. You are going to learn how many calories and how many calories some foods have and some don't. You are going to learn how to make substitutions and still make food taste great without having so many calories. So what you are doing right now by tracking and by keeping track is you are also developing a skill set that is going to help you maintain your goal once you get there. So that it's no longer a roller coaster, so that you no longer have 5 sizes of clothing in your closet, so that once you get to your goal, you don't gain that weight back and have this become another thing on the list of things that you did that one time, lost some weight, and then gained it back. So those are the 2 options. Pick one. They both work amazingly. Whatever one you pick, I know that it will work. I have clients that use both systems, and both of them get results. So I hope this information helped. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.